Queen Mary individually met and hung out with 7 generations of British monarchs. This member of the royal family individually met 7 generations of British kings and queens. However, there may be some other royal who has long passed down in records weighed her stoicism, unwavering loyalty to the monarchy, and the truth that she individually met 7 generations of British kings and queens. Queen Mary turned into the past due queen's an awful lot cherished grandmother and turned into handpicked via way of means of Queen Victoria as an appropriate royal bride for the destiny King George V after own circle of relatives tragedy struck in 1892. While she has been remembered as both fierce and liked via way of means of participants of her own circle of relatives, Queen Mary turned into an ever-gifted determined and individually knew 7 unique British monarchs. Princess Victoria Mary Augusta Louise Olga Pauline Claudine Agnes of Teck turned into born at Kensington Palace in 1867 and turned into a terrific granddaughter of King George III and Queen Charlotte, keen to stable the royal family's destiny. Queen Victoria started out her tries to marry her grandson Prince Albert Victor, often turned into thrilled whilst he proposed to Princess Victoria Mary of Teck in 1891. Their wedding ceremony turned into set for February 27, 1892 however, Prince Albert died 6 months later from influenza. Before we continue, you are welcome to DEBY'S Royal TV channel. Despite the own circle of relatives tragedy, Queen Victoria fast started working securing her subsequent grandson's destiny, as he might sooner or later be king. Prince George have been destined for a lifestyles as a senior naval officer, however, now wished to bride, and his grandmother had an appropriate candidate Princess Victoria Mary of Teck, the might have been spouse of his past due elder brother, brought collectively of their shared grief, George in the end proposed to Mary, and the couple married in 1893. They had 6 youngsters, along with King Edward VIII and the Queen's father, King George VI. Queen Mary shared an year dating with Queen Victoria and her father-in-law, King Edward VII. When King George V got here to the throne in 1910, Queen Mary turned into a steadying presence and a pressure to be reckoned with. Prince Philip's cousin, Lady Pamela Mountbatten, might later mirror at the formidable Queen. She said. The Queen's grandmother, Queen Mary, turned into very frightening. She dispatched for me at a reception earlier than I have become lady-in-waiting and said. I pay attention you're going out as Lilibet's lady-in-waiting. When you're in waiting, you'll consider now no longer to name her Lilibet, simply ma'am. So I saluted and went back. She turned into very fierce. Those have been the times of fierce antique ladies. During World War II, and whilst anti-German sentiment turned into jogging excessive with inside the country, King George and Queen Mary modified the ultimate call of the royal family from Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to Windsor in 1917, after their Germanic hyperlinks have been a reason for concern. Queen Mary turned into very near together, along with her granddaughter, when King George V died in 1936, the couple's eldest son have become King Edward VIII, however, he determined to abdicate after little greater than 10 months. His more youthful brother, King George VI, succeeded him and turned into topped at Westminster Abbey in 1937. Queen Mary turned into a supply of assist for her second son and his younger own circle of relatives. She spent a terrific deal of time together along with her granddaughters, Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret, however, turned into an awful lot nearer with the Destiny Queen as she organized for her critical function. Queen Mary maintaining the now King Charles after his christening in December 1948. When King George VI died from lung cancer's disease in 1952, his aged mom turned into grief-bothered however, ably supported her 25 to 12 months antique granddaughter navigate the scenario she unexpectedly determined herself in. Queen Mary died at Marlborough House the subsequent 12 months in 1953, after an extended struggle with ill health. She turned into a stalwart determined in royal records, who individually met and hung out with 7 generations of British kings and queens. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to subscribe and like, God bless.